EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. It's a rematch of Super Bowl 47 -1 Harbaugh. The Ravens and 49ers are underway. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And Mahomes going to put it up right away. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
And that certainly could be a sign of things to come because they're blitzing to start this ball game. And it works for them there as they force the incomplete pass.
2nd and 10. In motion right, one of the tight ends. Mahomes going to throw. Gets this one to Juszczyk. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And as a quarterback, you're always pleased when you can use all the weapons at your disposal. Here he spots his fullback underneath. Gets the completion right there for a nice pickup.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They work now on 2nd and 9. They'll bring a tight end in motion right. From midfield, here's Mahomes. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a 49ers first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now here's Mahomes. Connects with Kittle underneath. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 24-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Mahomes now to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Mahomes again. Open man is Chase, complete. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Throwing now is Mahomes. That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. From 13 yards out. And the 49ers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Well, that drive felt like it took up an eternity. We finally have some action on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but plenty of action prior to, because that drive took up all the first quarter before we spilled into the second, and finally, points were registered.
On the other sideline, they're chomping at the bit just to get the football.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. That one into the hands of Flowers. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there. And that will bring up second down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Play action. It's Jackson. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now it's 2nd and 10. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out, and he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. Tucker's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So from an offensive perspective, at least able to get on the board here right in front of the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, now it's time to talk about complementary football, isn't it? Because if the defense can force a 3-and-out, there could be enough time on the clock that they can get the ball back for their offensive guys and maybe put some more points on the board before the half.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up second down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game. When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
The Niners on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Mahomes to throw. That is caught. Breaks a tackle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. And again, it's Mahomes. He'll find Lamb crossing the formation for the catch. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 12 more yards there and another first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Mahomes to throw once more. Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. To throw, it's Mahomes. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, this has definitely been a ball control offense here in the first half. We saw them go on a long scoring drive the last time they had the ball. And now here, They get the third down conversion to keep this drive going.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And it's caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
McCaffrey, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. Second and goal from the 6 this time. They'll set up to throw. This is caught. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They were held out last time. Here now is 3rd and goal from the 1. He'll look to throw. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Niners will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point try now for Moody. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. 9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. Jackson. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second half. 14-3 our score as we are back underway on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't give points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit.
16 yards right off the bat, but a first down.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the third quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose and that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
A first down carry for Henry.
Pat Surtain up to make the play.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 7.
Again, it's Henry. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson. They set up the screen for Henry. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The Ravens send their punter out now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Mahomes going to throw. And he will find his man, Samuel, and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Mahomes.
Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jair Alexander.
And the Ravens are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
To throw is Jackson.
And he'll go right back to Andrews.
And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19.
Jackson now. Over the middle, complete. That's Hill. It'll be a gain of 5. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
The Ravens on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the 49ers are going to get the football back. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. You know, I was going to ask you if maybe they should surprise and pass the ball, but where they're at on the field, I think keep it on the ground, right?
I like where you're going with this one because field position is going to determine these play calls. And backed up where they are, I don't even think about putting the ball in the air. I tell my running backs, grasp the football, and I tell my offensive line, don't allow any leaks so they get hit immediately when we hand it off.
Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Here comes the 49ers punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Gets past 1 man. Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down by 11, 1:45 to play. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Jackson.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Boy, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is 3rd down now. Jackson to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's caught on the deflection. And this is going to be a touchdown. When you're trailing in the 4th quarter, you got to take some chances you might not normally take. And here, that one pays off big time.
And you have to think to yourself, not only did that pay off big time for them, but what was going on the opposite side of the ball? They know that they have to take a chance here. They know they have to come up with something big, yet it still happens. So credit the execution, but wonder what the defense was doing.
So still a little work to do here, but they got the much-needed conversion.
So they got that taken care of. Now you would assume onside kick in order to try and get the ball back again, in order to try and kick at least a tying field goal.
So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And the 49er hands team does its job. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.
Well, they don't call them the faithful for nothing, Brock. Fans numbering 70,000 strong have made the trek to Santa Clara, and they're ready to cheer on their 49ers here at Levi's Stadium. It's Deebo Samuel with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Mahomes starting off with a throw. Into the hands of Kittle. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a 49er first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Kittle brings it in. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
2nd and 8. Finds his man, Chase. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Now that is a potential drive killer. Defenders all over that one and kept him from getting vertical after the catch.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Throwing again, Mahomes. Completed over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Another throw for Mahomes. This one taken in by Chase. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Again, Mahomes to throw. Completes this one to Chase. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Running back sent in motion left. Back to the air, Mahomes. He lofts it deep left. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. First down, Burrow to throw. Complete, Derrick Henry. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Burrow setting up the play action. That one's incomplete over the middle.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Burrow from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. He'll get this to Henry.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
We've finished one quarter in what's still a scoreless game. Couple of zeros on the board right now. Back to Levi Stadium right after this. Back at beginning of the second quarter, Ravens in possession. They still have 10 to go here. It's 2nd down. Play action now. Burrow. Brought in along the sideline. No gain on the play, but an impressive catch all the same.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. He finds his running back. Nice work, complete. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
The Ravens going to punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. He's got it at the 24. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. This one returned for 11 yards. And the 49ers will go on offense. They're set up at the 35 now. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's caught for the first. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Ravens bring an extra DB out there. 3rd down coming up. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. And there's a man there, it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And the Ravens bring it all the way back inside the red zone before he's finally hauled down. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he got what he could there, only to the 14. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Caught near the goal line. And he goes down, so they're set up with a nice 1st and goal as we've reached our 2-minute warning.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Burrow out of the shotgun. And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens get some late points and the lead. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
That one right down the middle. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Samuel now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The San Francisco offense headed out to take over. And Brock, they are not off to a good start. 2 drives, 2 giveaways. I think they could call this a win if this drive just doesn't end in a turnover.
Yeah, there's got to be some voices of calm within this offense to play smart, not scared. Play smart and take care of the football, but you can't be scared to make a mistake, or typically one will follow.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That was intended for Deebo Samuel. And now it's 2nd down.
Timing is everything in life, and timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
A 2nd down throw for Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. Decent gain here, but short of the first. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. And the Ravens go in nickel, 3rd down. Pistol now for Mahomes. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. They are throwing it again. On the move, headed right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. San Francisco calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. It's taken in by Lamb. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Justin Madubuike making that stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
3rd down, it's Mahomes. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
It's a punt coming from the Niners on 4th down, and Mitch Wisnowski out to boot it away. And he's got this fair catch right along the 12-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And hardly any time remaining for them in this game. 19 seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And he'll get it up to the 27. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Ravens.
So we finished 2 quarters. A couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Here comes the Baltimore offense to begin quarter number 3. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. It's Henry on the counter. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle.
You know, okay, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
This is Henry on 2nd. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They gain 14 on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
That was Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. So that brings up 2nd down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Burrow back to throw. Andrews with the catch. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
On 1st and 10, it's Henry. He breaks the tackle. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. From the 32. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens grow the lead coming out of halftime. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens double their lead to 14. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. So here come the 49ers on offense. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Back to throw, Mahomes. Hits him on the out route. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Now a Sauce Gardner dropping him there.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And they had that one contained right at the line, giving that tackle to Kyle Van Noy. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Running back sent in motion. 3rd and short, here's Mahomes. He has the first over the middle. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a pickup of 11. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. He's foray up the middle, and that's about 3. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's 49ers ball, and they're sort of in comeback mode here. They trail to start the 4th. Second down now, 7 to go. Motioning one of the tight ends. They fake the handoff. Now Mahomes. Rolling out to his left. Now here he goes. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Working quickly here. 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. Completes this one to Chase. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Offense up to the line fast. To the air, Mahomes. This one's caught. Touchdown, San Francisco. So the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Moody knocks that extra point through. And the 49ers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now Baltimore returning its offense to the field of play. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to one score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Burrow. This one's taken in by Hill. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Trying down the middle with Henry. And it's barely anything on that run, and we've reached the 2-minute warning. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. To throw into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And they're going to bring him down just as we've come up to the 2-minute warning. Now we get another stoppage here, just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Give to Henry on the inside handoff. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. The 49ers will call their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Putting a receiver in motion. On 2nd down, here's Henry again. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Looking to throw. That's incomplete left side.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Baltimore lined up in punt formation. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Throw right side is caught by Samuel. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Here he is to throw. That's taken in by Samuel. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a 49er 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Trying to set this up quick. One final shot here. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. So the Ravens will fly home with the win. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for Brock Huard, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Ravens are your winners, as we'll see you next time from Santa Clara.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the inner harbor of Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. The perennial Pro Bowler, Justin Tucker, has it on the tee. And off we go, here in Baltimore. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. First carry now for Jahmyr Gibbs. And he's going to be hit and dropped behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this ball.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Once again, it's Gibbs. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup to the 24. The safety, Justin Simmons, with the stop. Third down and 9. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. One of the Ravens has it. And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. The Lions offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Brought in by the tight end, Sam Laporta. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
A first down throw for Mahomes. Down the field, he's got St. Brown. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. They get 22 yards there. Good for a Lions first down. A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. Mahomes now on 2nd down. He's got it at the 3. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal. But right now, they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball.
And he'll take it on in. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Lions. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Next to score, Lions 7, Ravens 0.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. First and 10. going to open by putting it up. He's got his tight end, Mark Andrews. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
With the right personnel, the safety position is like the ultimate chess piece, right? You can put him in center field to play pass. You can bring him up and make him a pseudo linebacker, but you also can bring him on pressure, Mike, and that's what this guy does so well. The timing and the speed, he got there in a hurry.
Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. He's got his man. It's Jefferson. A pickup there of 13. First down, Baltimore. So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. 7-0 is our score. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. First carry for one of the league's best workhorses, Derrick Henry. And he'll take this ahead to the 43-yard line. Jalen Ramsey up to make the play. They face 2nd down and 7. Hill brought in motion. 2nd down, Burrow. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
These are the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
They'll run it on 1st down with Henry. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Jalen Ramsey up to make the play. Here's a 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He'll get that into the hands of Tyreek Hill. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. Now a 2nd down throw for Burrow. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
Burrow now to throw on 1st down. This one caught at the 4.
I think the rest of those receivers in the huddle have all come to the realization that they might not be getting a target anytime soon. And frankly, I don't blame them. I mean, they're riding the hot hand, and rightfully so. Until this defense proves that they can stop him in the passing game, I expect the quarterback to just continue to go back to him time and time again.
Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. And he's going to go down. It's a sack, but there is a penalty marker on the field. Defensively, they got a little too eager, as we could see. Penalty yards marched off, and they'll try it again on 2nd and goal. Working out of the gun, Burrow. This one is hauled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes! Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Ravens.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come away with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Lions offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on 1st down. He was trying to get it to Jamar Chase. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
A quick slash taken by Lamb. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Right back to the air for Mahomes. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. To the air once more, it's Mahomes. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Mahomes now to throw again. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Bates' kick is good. And the Lions get 3 here late in the first half to take the lead.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Final moments of this first half, kicking with the lead now, as this one is in the air. From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. So we reach halftime, and the visiting Lions are in the lead. As we'll head down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Ravens offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They'll start out 1st down and 10. They go play action for Burrow. In trouble, and down he goes. It's Aiden Hutchinson, former number 2 overall pick, in there to bring him down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack. Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
3rd and long. Burrow. And he's got it to Flowers for the connection. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
That's about as big time as you get. There's a saying, Mike, that you really judge your quarterback by his ability to operate, not only on 3rd down, but what they call 3rd and pass, meaning it's such a long down and distance, they have no choice but to air the ball out. And when you can convert 3rd...
Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Max Crosby, motor always running, gets there for the sack.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find the receiver, and down he goes.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
On fourth down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Lions offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down. On target to Laporta. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
It's not a coincidence, Mike, that the best offenses in the NFL are all excellent at yards after the catch. It's a combination of a few things. A highly accurate quarterback and the ability of the scheme to get open players in open space. Once you do that, the rest is up to them.
On 1st down, it's Mahomes. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in 2nd and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
Here's Gibbs. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
His offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
So on 4th down, the Lions send out Jack Fox to punt. Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. Second and a yard. To throw is Burrow. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Brian Branch. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. The hold closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd and 7. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. They'll motion a tight end right. Mahomes now on 2nd down. That's over the middle. Taken in by Laporta. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They're going to motion the tight end over here. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Well, a touchdown here could be the capper to a victory. It is 1st and goal. They bring Chase in motion. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. Good blocking, and he's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit.
And that's exactly how you stress all week, finishing a game. Get the ball and leave no doubt. But that late touchdown, Mike, that should all but just seal this victory away.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions will get out in front, 17-7. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here he is, Tyreek Hill back to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Henry. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's 2nd down and 3. They'll drop to throw. This throw right is taken in by Flowers. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
That's over the middle to the tight end, Andrews. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. They'll need to score and do it quickly. Still one timeout left. The final minute, 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
2nd down, Burrow. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That is hauled in at the 5. And he's going to be taken down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
Back to throw, Burrow. That's going to be incomplete, so no help there. And we're likely down to a final snap.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
2nd and goal. Here we go. One final play. Oh, he coughs up the football. And the offense will get the ball back, be touchdown, and that will be a wrap. This game is over. So a win for the visitors, the Lions. A bit of a surprise, this one on paper. You figure this would have been a difficult assignment, trying to win away from home against a team of this caliber. No problems, though. They find a way to get it done. And that'll do it. For my partner, Greg Olson, for our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Baltimore, we wish you a terrific night.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Right to the air is Mahomes. Man open, that's Jamar Chase, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his third completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Myles Garrett. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Throwing on second and long. Mahomes. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on third and long. Well, safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a third down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on third down.
They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. Fourth down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the fourth down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
Bates' kick is good, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. Now Allen. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Here's 2nd and 10. Allen. This one brought in by Jefferson. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Allen to throw it. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And he will have a Ravens first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
Well, that's one way and a good way to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
Allen to throw once more. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Andrews, 29 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants a drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop him.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz, and the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. To throw, it's Mahomes. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. That'll give him 8 that time, and that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because He really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Now here's Mahomes. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down. In motion goes the tight end. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he takes this one in for the Lions. Touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown from 10 yards out. And the Lions will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point attempt here still to come. And it's through, and that makes the lead at 10-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. Well, that's complete to the fullback, Ricard. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And within trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. To the air, Allen. They set up the screen for Henry. Finding space at the 40. And all the way up to the 46. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing now is Allen. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now a 2nd and 10. On play action, Allen. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Allen. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
To throw, it's Allen. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. And the Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And able to get this out to the 25. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Allen now looks to throw. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Here's a 2nd and 8. Now Allen. And a quick throw here. That's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Allen from the gun on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Now, a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
3rd quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Able to locate Andrews here on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
And this is into the hands of Andrews downfield. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now Allen again. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple. Here's Allen to throw it. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Justin Jefferson from 4 yards out. And the Ravens have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. Tucker now for the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17 to 10. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good 2nd half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the 2nd half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you got to the top performers you have and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. Mahomes going to throw. Out of his hands quickly to CeeDee Lamb. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Gibbs straight ahead. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's Mahomes to throw. He's got right on the short throw. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
In motion, the tight end. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That is caught. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Now here's Mahomes. This to Laporta, right side. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Sam Laporta, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Now this one setting up for a great finish, all tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Quinnen Williams in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Here's Allen. Connecting with Andrews. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so. But it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Connecting with Hill. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Flowers. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. To throw is Allen. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Here's 2nd and a yard. Allen off the option. Here's Henry. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Two timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Now Allen. They keep it with Henry on first down. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Throwing, Allen. Now they'll fake the jet sweep and run up the middle with Henry. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down. Again, it's Henry. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And joy will reign in the Inner Harbor as the Ravens have won it. Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Ford Field.